Hello and welcome to the stream. Tonight we are going to be doing Sunday drafting, where we're going to be redrafting up this cool little isometric detail of the National Gallery of Victoria. I've found these cool infographics online. I've gone through and I've picked out a couple. I'm a really big fan of how they've shown it visually. So what we're going to try and do tonight, we're going to try and recreate this in under 2 hours. You're going to see all the troubleshooting along the way. You're going to see all the mistakes, and you're going to see us try and do it in the minimum amount of time for each of the different segments we're going to try and get done. So we're going to kick off with a completely blank canvas, and let's get started. So we've got this gallery here. I love how we've got each of the different stories and these really vibrant colors. And then on the right hand side, we've got a index of these actual drawings. So we're going to create all of this inside of ArchiCAD. Now, it's not only just this one that I'd like to recreate. I'd like to take the best attributes of each of these different ones I've found online. I'm a really big fan of this one's index. The colors used, it just is a bit more subtle and a bit more readable, I feel. As we go through, we can see some more examples of the different isometrics. And yeah, I don't mind the background for that one. That's pretty cool. Nice colors as well. Same thing for this one. Really nice colors, interesting display where it's almost got the text on a bit of an angle. And then we've also got, yes, a couple of the images that we're going to be using to rescale and actually be able to draw this thing up. So we're going to get kicked off in about 2 minutes. And then we're going to speed draft this thing. So we're going to try and get it done as quick as possible. We're going to try and get it done inside of that 2 hour time period. So this is ideally the end result that we're going to get. I'm going to be walking through how we're going to get the scale of things. So we're going to be using this map here, as well as a couple of other images so that we get a broad overview of what the structure looks like from a couple of different angles, especially this one here. So this one here is a very, very important image. I'll show you why. So if I make this a little bit larger, this is going to help us get a sense of scale for the actual building itself. We're going to be able to use these people in through here to get a rough idea, a rough measurement for the actual height of the building itself. So what I would do, I'd grab a snapshot of, say, this, and then let's minimize that. It hasn't popped up for us. Let's try that again. Let's go oh, it's gone. All right, you guys see all the mistakes along the ways, guys. Let's jump in. Oh, g'day, guys. Mr. Pumpkin and Iba the Culture. G'day, and welcome to the stream. Alrighty, so we want the size for this. Let's just go ahead and bring this straight into ArchiCAD. We're going to need to do this in plan view. So we'll drag and drop this one in. Yes, beautiful. Alrighty, so the way that I do this for a typical project, let's zoom into these people. Roughly your average height of a person, typically a male, you're looking at about 1.8 meters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Control K, I'm going to go Define Graphically, and we'll go OK again. So I'm going to select at the base of this guy's feet and all the way up to the top of his head. Currently got that at 4.8, so that's roughly about 4.8 meters, which is way too big for what we're actually looking for here. So we're going to bump that down to 1,800. Just a little bit around the 6 foot mark. This guy looks like he's a tallish type dude, so we'll go enter. So that should shrink everything down. Now we'll be using this point essentially here to measure the building height all the way up under there. So just from looking at that, the building looks like it's around about, say, almost 15 meters. So if we segment that out, if we go to our calculator, C-A-L-C, calculator. So if we've got 14 meters divided by 4, so for each story we've got around about 3.5 meters, which sounds about right for a gallery. So this is going to be perfect. So we're going to exit out of that. we've got a roughly a good idea for our sense of scale for the actual height of the building at this point, which is really handy. Now, next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get a sense of the width for the actual scale of the footprint of the building. So we're going to do that next, but before we jump into that, now that we've got those numbers for each of the different stories, we're going to make sure those are set up. We'll go into our view map just here. Really handy little thing that we can make, like I always make sure I've got turned on, even though I've been using it for ages, is help tool tips. It's massive. So help tool tips, when I hover over the top of something, say like this, like over the view map, I might have just turned it off. If I go to show tool tips, here we go. When I hover over the top of something, like say a view map, it's going to tell me what that is. And you can do that with a bunch of different tools. So really, really handy. All right, we'll right click, we'll go to story settings, and we've currently got a base FL of about 5 meters. And then we've got that 3.5 that we just mentioned before. So we've got all that ticked off already, which is handy. So for the time being, I'm just going to cut this, Control X, and I'm going to create a map info layer. I'm going to create a little extra layer. I tend to do this just so I can have everything get quick access. I can just go up and down stories and find it when I need to. How are we looking on the time? All right, so we're about 2.5 minutes in. We've got a lot to cover in 2 hours. So let's get cracking. Let's go into our Google Map view. We'll bring this one in. Now from here, we want to do the same thing that we did just before with the height of the building. We want to rescale this. I'm going to go Control K. We'll go OK. And we'll grab that 20 meters. We'll go from here to here. Currently that's 2.8. That's way too small. So we're going to go 20 meters and go enter. So that's bursted this one up massively, which is great. And we want to roughly line this up with what we've got just here at the moment. So I'm going to go Control E to rotate. I'll select the building, bring that one so it is vertical. We're going to do this one so that's vertical, and we'll make sure, yep, that should all be good. Okay, so as we saw with the building just before, it's got a massive eave. So we've got this big old eave just to this point here. We've got some really cool, it kind of looks like solid story windows, like clear story windows. I couldn't find any images on it, so for the time being, we're going to ignore it. But the key thing is this massive eave, which is really important, defining the actual footprint of our building. So we're going to grab this one. We'll drag it roughly in line with our slab that we've got just here at the moment. And we're going to draw this in. So I'm thinking it's probably going to kick off at this point just here. Just from looking at our roof angle view. So we've got this white line just here. The more reference images we have, the easier it is to get a more comprehensive picture of the building. So I'm thinking size-wise, it's roughly in line with that white line there. So we're going to do that. So I'll start from this bottom hand corner just here. And like always, we're going to go up to the top left. And we're going to make sure that we've got round numbers. No matter what the situation, always going to 0 or to 5. So we're going to go into there. And we'll go 0, was it? And we'll go enter. Perfect. All right, that looks good. So going into our 3D, yep, we've got a rough sense of scale for our building now. We're going to get some quick wins in because we're counting down on the timer over there. Remember, we're going to try and get this done in 2 hours. Let's jump in to our wall favorites. So we're going to go external wall, and we're going to use the magic wand on this one. Holding in spacebar, we've got that blue line pop up, and we'll press once. This one, I've done it in as about a 200 block work. And if we jump into our 3D, we can see how that's popped up around there now. So we've got our base and we've got our walls. So base, walls, the next thing we need is to get our segments of the actual building. So if I pop open this image just here, we want to start detailing out these lines in and through here with our walls. So what I'll do, go back to my floor plan, and I'm going to drag and drop that in as a reference. So we're going to go to this one just here, drag that in, and going to get rid of our aerial just for now. It's done a good job. We'll bring this one back up a bit later, just for this street context. But for now, we'll just put it down on that bottom layer. All right, so same thing here. I'm going to go Control K. I'm going to go Control K. And I'm going to, actually first thing, I'll rotate this so it's on the same angle as this. And we'll go Control K. We'll select the bottom end corner. Bring this all the way down to here. And let's see how we go with the actual scale of things. It's not actually too bad. It probably looks a little bit nasty as we're drafting it. It's going to be a lot of visual information just hitting us in the face like all at once, trying to interpret what's the stuff we're actually drafting versus the actual plan. But it's going to make it so much easier for us to segment this out. So what have we got so far? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 segments. So what we could do, we could grab this wall just here. Now, I don't know if they don't look particularly even. Looks like we've got a bit of a large gap for this portion here. So I'm going to do this visually just by eye. I'm going to go 2500. I'm going to go this one a little bit same, so 2500. And we're going to do a big gap for that middle portion. We'll give that one, say, 40,000. And then we'll go some slightly smaller rooms at 20,000. And this last one just here, roughly 2 there, so 20,000. Cool. Let's go ahead and start roughing in some of those spaces. So get this left-hand side just here. And we'll go, let's give that maybe 1800. Yeah, that looks about right. Always using zeros and fives. If there's one thing if I can hit home is always using zeros and fives. It's going to make it so much easier to actually get your lines straight so that things not only line up when you're doing dimensions, but when you're going from story to story. So all of your materials actually line up and you've got one seamless material going up your building the whole way. It's so crucial to get those fives and those zeros when we're drawing in our dimensions. Now let's go ahead and bring this across 25,000. Alrighty, and we've got this little segment popping in through here. I'll bring this one across to there, and let's go 12,500. And we'll hold in control, which is going to cut off that portion just there. That's looking pretty good on this segment just here. To get a bit of a big win, big fan of big wins, let's go to our door tool. There's a door that I set up. Actually pretty happy with how we did this. So we've got an arch. So this arch just here, I'm going to line this up roughly center. By holding my mouse over the actual wall, it's going to have that little indicator in the middle just there. That's going to find us our center point. I'm also going to put the anchor point for this door to the middle as well, and we're going to hover over the top, and we're going to draw that one in just there. Now to check it out in 3D, let's go on, and let's flip our way around. All right, so now that should represent our building. Cool. So that's starting to come together. Alrighty, we'll go back into our 2D. We've got our internal spaces and we've got these wet garden areas. They're pretty cool actually. So those are these just out here. We're going to see roughly what size they are. So we're going to do that by going to our aerial. So control down, we'll go to here. So they are going to be, now we'll go from the wall all the way to the base, about 14 meters, 14 meters for those. So what we, whoops, let's go back to ArchiCAD. MVG. There we go. All right, so back into it. We've got this. It's going to be 14 meters. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the base ground, the concrete, and I'm going to go offset all edges. We'll tap control once, and we're going to go 1450, and we'll go enter. So that is going to give us a rough space around through here, which we can then use this next little thing I saved just before, which that, and we want to go to our wall. We'll use the eyedropper tool to select the wall itself. We'll go into this just here, and we're going to select this bench. So this bench, I'm going to hold in spacebar. Again, spacebar has to be one of the most powerful tools inside of ArchiCAD, the magic wand. I'm going to place in that external wall, and just with one click, if we go into our 3D, we're going to see we've got that external wall for that pond wrapping around the whole entire area. Now, so that we're starting to get some color in there to make it a little bit more realistic, let's go ahead and select that slab that we did just before. And let's see, yes, I've got a water one. So I'm going to go water, double click. Hey, there we go. And we've got some water for our National Gallery of Victoria. Cool. So we've got a bit of a moat type situation going on there at the moment. We want to build ourselves a bit of a bridge from this point out through to here. And the way we're going to do this, we'll select our wall. Let's go ahead and zoom on in, and we'll draw just from that point to there. Now, the thing that I haven't done is I haven't referenced it off any points yet. So we need those zeros and those fives. So I'm going to bring this down to this edge just here. And I'm going to bring this up to about 65,000, which is about 65 meters. We're working at a crazy big scale here, much, much larger than you'd typically find for like a residential build, anything like that. So it's a bit of a fun experiment. So let's go ahead and get some more quick and easy wins. I'm going to hold in the Alt key, which is going to give me my eyedropper. I'll select this one, and actually, before I do that, a little quick trick. I'm going to select this wall. I'm going to go Control M to mirror. I'm going to hold in on this middle point just here, and I'm going to tap Control to create a duplicate. So that's going to create a reference point for this bridge that I'm going to be cutting out of our water that we just had before. So we've got our water. I'm going to cut this using this tool just up here, the cut tool. I've got a little shortcut for this one. It helps me. Actually, we won't. We won't do that. Because if we do, we're going to cut over in the section here as well. So another tool, we're going to use a different tool to do this. We're going to select the water, hold in Alt, and we're going to open up this pond area here, just like that. It's going to make more sense when I go into the 3D. Let's got that wall selected. Yep, good. And we're going to crop that off. I love seeing little bits of progress as we go through for a 3D model like this. So we've got that. We'll crop off this portion just here. And what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to cut out the base of the building because I think it's going to be interrupting it. So let's go into our 3D. Hey, there we go. And we've got ourselves a bridge. Alrighty. So we've got a bridge coming across. Let's check out our reference image and see what it looks like. And I'll just check out how the lads are going on the conversation. So PureRef, yes. Big fan of PureRef. Someone mentioned PureRef. Maui Salimala. Sorry, I probably absolutely butchered your name. PureRef, it's a great little bit of software. I just drag and drop all my bits and pieces on there. It's a great tool to be able to collage different bits and pieces with. Now, we've got our base underway. The next thing that we're looking to do, if we go into our image, let's pull that up. And all right, so we've got our entry coming in through to here. Let's look at the scale of things. So if we were to jump into the side just here, we're pretty much bang on. We're looking pretty good. Now, what I'd love to do next to get some more quick wins is let's go ahead and do our pavement around the outside. So we're going to do this main entrance area just through here. Oh, sorry, you probably can't see that because of my head. My head's probably in the way because of the stream. So I'm going to minimize that back up. Alrighty. So we're going to get this main entrance area just here. So this pathway and this little area just out through here. So we're going to find out what the scale of that pathway is. Let's maximize that back up. We're going to find out the scale of what that pathway is by going back to our imagery just here. So let's check this out. About 7 meters. That's a very big pathway. But we're going to draw it to scale best we can. So let's go ahead and select our slab that we originally drew with this just here. So let's draw over the top of everything. And then we'll offset this. 7.5, right? Pretty sure it's 7.5. 7,500. 7.5. Yeah, about 7.5. Cool. All right. Let's take this. Let's cut out that middle portion. Just here. That. Is there anything? Oh, we don't have a bridge across the building. That's cool. We're going to use this pathway just here. So this pet palette just here, add polygon, is a really useful one too for this kind of modeling, as we can quickly cut out stuff and add things in as well into different areas. So without doing it with individual nodes, let's go back into our 3D. Look at that. That entry portion is coming up a treat. So next up, we want some more quick wins. We also want the road as well. Let's get the road done. Let's check out how wide that road is. So we got double road here. So let's just get in a little bit of context. I reckon about 9 meters. 9 meters is going to look pretty good. So again, let's go ahead and grab this slab, create another one, and we'll select that and we'll go offset all the edges and we'll go 9,000 and we'll go enter. Again, just so we haven't got those slabs interrupting each other, I'm going to select that slab. I'm going to go from bottom right up to top left. And I'm pretty sure if I was organized, haha, yes, I did a road. So that should give it some materials that, yeah, make it a bit more distinct. So we've got that road coming across through there. I think what we do is we cut off this section here so it's more identifiable. That it's just pretty much this junction here that we're focusing on. So let's grab that. Well, I've got my cut tool set to the number 4 for those curious. I find the top number keys are really easy to reach. I don't have to think about it too much. All right, cool. So we've got all that done up. We've got the front pool done. So we've got this front pool here. We're wrapping it all the way around to the back. We're going to have a cool little bridge type thing coming out through the back as well. And we've got a little pop out segment in this area here as well. And then we've also got grass and stuff just to the back end portion here. So we don't need the pathway at this rear section here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to crop that off. We'll select that. Go 4. Cut that off there. Nice one. All right. And yet we've still got the pond just there. So we want some more ground context now. Let's see. Yes, I've also done grass. Sweet. And I'm going to do up to here and we'll give it, let's go into our context. Let's go into a context, find out. Wow, okay, we haven't actually got that much grass at the back here. And we've got this weird triangle building, but I don't think that's covered in, yeah, it hasn't got covered just there. So we're going to do the grass up through here. So let's go up to there. And we'll give this, if we do the driveway 10, let's go, if we did the road 9, let's go 10 for the landscaped area. Oh no, we're gonna have to go way bigger than that. All right, so let's just almost double that, triple that. Let's go 15,000. Enter. All right, click this one, go to my favorites, and I'll double click the grass. Let's go into our 3D. Hey, look at that. we're building up more and more context to our National Gallery of Victoria. Step by step. And how's our timer going? So within roughly 20 minutes, we've made a decent bit of progress. Not too bad. So we've got the grass, we've got the road, we've got the pathway, we've got the pool. After this, what are some more big wins we can get within the early quarters of this drafting Sunday? I reckon let's add in some color. Let's add in some color to our drawing. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to do it with zones. I think it was a interesting way of doing it. We have a bit more control over the materials, well, with some experiments that I was doing. So let's go up to our zone tool. Zones. Zones selected. Oh, no. Oh, that's the zone stamp tool. Where is our zones? There we go. Beautiful. It's not one that I use a great deal, the zones, for many of my residential projects, but it's a cool tool. All right, we want some colors. We want this red. So let's go ahead and go down to our surfaces. So on this left-hand side, you'll notice that my interface looks a little bit different to probably what you used to with your ArchiCAD file. I've rearranged things just so that I don't have to scroll stuff as much. I find when this toolbar here is on the top, I just have to constantly scroll left and right, and it's too much work for me. So I've popped it over here, and this way I can just quickly and easily find stuff for me anyway. All right, so we're going to go to our translucent red, and we're going to fill in these areas just here. So we're going to go bottom left. Oh, what's going on here? Interesting. Is this just going to automatically fill the room? I forgot how this worked. Let's give that a go. Let's go into our 3D. Ah, look at that. There we go. All right, so it's worked. But it's not showing up on our floor plan, which isn't exactly convenient if we want to shuffle things around. So I'm going to go Shift Tab until I find this zone, and then I'm going to bring it to the front. I've brought it all the way to the front, but we can't see it at the moment. Okay. So this is going to make it a bit of fun to try and actually figure out where the zones are when I'm repositioning them all around the place. I don't think there's, I don't know, any particular way that we could make it more obvious so that we could select it and when we're looking to adjust things. I'm not going to dwell on it too long because we are live. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this. So I've got the zone, holding an Alt. I'm going to draw it in for these other two rooms as well. No polygon found. Let's try that again. Let's do it for that one there. And let's see what it's done for us. Perfect. Yep. All right, cool. That's got that. And let's do it for this third room just here. And we'll make a good bit of headway. Let's hold in spacebar. And drop that one in there. Let's go F3. Yeah, all right. That's looking cool. Now, they're too high. Let's see if we can visually adjust this. Visually adjust this with our mouse. Let's go this one just here, and we'll bring this all the way down to our wall. Yes, 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 yes. That looks good. Cool. And let's go to our isometric view. Let's go. Oh, I've got it around the way. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click, going to go to 3D projection settings. And now I'm going to flip this thing around the other way. That should give us a perfect isometric. And I'll go, okay. Hey, there we are. Yes. Go right click, and I'm going to go redefine with current window settings. So that now every time I click on that, it's going to pop to here. Let's do that again, but a little bit further across, just so that my head isn't taking up too much of the space. All right, so let's check out our progress. We've got our ground floor. We've got some color going. Oh, we need some openings. We need more openings from rooms to other rooms. We're going to need a hallway punching through this space just here. And we're going to need some people coming in and out of this portion of the building here as well. And we're going to need a little landing just out this back end portion. So we're closing on the first quarter almost done. We're almost through our first half hour of the build. We've got our ground floor done. Do you reckon we'll be able to get this done in 2 hours as a minimum viable product? All right, let's give it a go. Jump in to our floor plan. We want to create this bridge just coming out through the back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create this and I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to position this just roughly about there. I'm going to go ahead and crop off these other wing portions of what we've got here at the moment. I'll crop those off. Let's go ahead and crop our wall that we've got for the waterbed as well. And we'll rotate this one around, yes, to that. And we're going to mirror this one across just here as well. There we go. So that should create our bridge, and that comes out onto our grass. Let's go into our 3D. Yes. Now this looks like a bit more of a platformy type thing in our 2D view. So it's got that square, then another square, then another square, and some people with a little path protruding with just a little bit of another tiny little bridge just towards there. So let's go ahead and we'll widen out this bridge point just here. Let's go 10,000. So it's going to be a massive, massive bridge. 10,000, and we want to skinny up just this end little portion just here. So I'm going to create a node just here. What's our distance? 3. Let's bump that down, and we're going to skinny that up, say 6,000. Let's grab this, use that as a reference point, and we'll also go 3,000. Oh, we did that 6,000, didn't we? Bring that in, 3,000. And we've got that big pathway there, but it's inset a little bit, so let's go 1,500 for that part just there. 1,500, and what's our size? 6 meters. We'll make it roughly a little bit proportional to this, so we'll bump it out, say another 2,000. And let's go ahead and drag this one out. And I'm just going to use this as a reference point for this one here. So I've got this one here, which I'm going to go to the pet palette, add polygon, hold in spacebar, and that way we can just quickly add to this slab right there. So just like that, we've got our little pathways. Now that's a bit too girthy for the pathway that we need. So let's go do 2,500 down. And we'll do the same thing this side, just over here, 2,500. Let's go enter. Oh, and this one's very girthy too. Let's bring that down to there and there. And let's go into our 3D. Oh, ho, 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 look at that. That's very cool. Nice. Nice. Making progress. We want a big opening popping out onto that rear portion there. So let's go back into our doors. Doors, big square opening. We'll pop this one midway. I'm going to put this tiny little door into the back mid portion just here. But we're going to make this massive. How big are we going to make it? We're going to make it about 20 meters. So we're going to make a 20-meter opening, 2,000, 20,000. So a massive opening coming out onto that rear section. And I think this actually needs to be a little bit wider as well. Let's run that out to there, and we're going to connect these. Another little shortcut that I've got set up as well. I've got number 5 to connect walls. That's also another really good one. Intersect it is. So intersect those walls together. It's a really handy, quick, easy one. So we've got our water, we've got our path. Let's go back into our 3D. Yes. Now, this looks a little bit off center. I think it's because this wall just here. So let's even that up. Yeah, these look a bit more even on this just here, and because we want to make it look roughly more like that than what we've got, let's go ahead and adjust our measurement. So we've got 4,000. Let's bump that out like another 1,200, and let's go to a 3D. Yeah, all right, cool, nice. Let's bump this up, say 6,500, And we'll bump this, skinny this up just a little bit. Let's go, say, 4,000. Alrighty. And quick drink intermission. Okay. All right. We've got those zones down. Let's get those two bottom zones done here for this bottom portion as well. And with that, we've pretty much got most of our colors and most of our walls in for this bottom end portion. I'm going to line this up. Let's go, say, 19,000. And we'll bump this one across, say, another 20,000 as well. Let's go ahead and cycle through until we get to our zone. Use the eyedropper tool and hold in spacebar, and then we will get this to work. And let's pump that in there. So one in the middle and a second one in the middle. That's also going to be extending back through this area just here as well. Let's go ahead and grab the zone, hold in spacebar. Let's zoom in a bit more. And enter. Yes. Yes. All right. Let's compare this to our reference image. Let's go to this one just here. We'll compare our side by side. All right. So ground floor, we're looking pretty good. We need some panel doors. We need some panel doors along through here and wrapping around. We need panel doors, and we need some grass, and we need some people. People and openings. So let's go ahead and do some openings first. I'm gonna bring up my reference image. I'll just bring it over here. So I've got it for quick draw. Okay. Bring this back over here. This is a visual nightmare. So I'm gonna bring this back out of the way. Let's go original location, paste, and bring that back up to the top. Okay. So we want some openings. Let's go through to our door tool. We're going to go to a square opening. We want it to pump through this area through here. This is tiny. So let's make it, say, we'll bump it up to about 2,000. And we also want a hallway coming through this area as well. So we'll tap this one. Let's go 2590. Actually, there's going to be 200 walls, but that doesn't matter too much. So we've got a hallway coming through there. All of that area is red, and this section here actually goes in further. So I'm going to cut this, bring this back about 2,000, and let's cut off those walls and that hallway there as well. Cool. All right, we want some people. We want the people. Let's go to our objects. Let's go to silhouette. We're going to put some people near the entry, here and here. They're way, way, way back in the display order, so let's go ahead and select them, and I'm going to bring them forwards until it gives me that little warning just there, which is going to show, oh, what's going on? Let's send this back. Is our trace reference on? No, but it's not showing us our people. Let's go into our 3D, see if they're in a weird, no, they're above the ground. They're just hanging out. So for some reason they're just a little bit shy on the floor plan. They're not wanting to show up on the floor plan. Let's go back into our 2D. Mystery. But tying back to our timer, we've just popped under the 1 hour 30 left to go mark. So we can't get distracted by these people and why they're not showing up. We do want more people. We do want more people in this image. And as far as the scattering goes, we are looking at a couple of people in the front, some people in the building, and in the gallery space. So we can quickly space those out. Some people in the gallery space, a couple of people in the outdoor space, just here. Let's group them a little bit close together, so like they're having a little conversation. And say another person in here, so these spaces don't look too devoid of anything going on. Let's zoom out and see what the scale looks like. All right, that's given a little bit of life. It's given some people into those spaces. That's good. We want some more openings. So let's go back to our image. This one just here. We want it 3 openings across through here, some openings through there, and we want those panels. We want to check those panels in. So let's go ahead, drag and drop these in. Some openings, an opening out into this space just here. And I'm going to roughly model in these panel folds. So we're going to go, say around about 9,000. Let's go to this one just here as well. And I tell you what, I'm going to delete that. Going to mirror off this point just here. So that's even. Then we'll draw off this wall just here. Let's go 15,000, enter, and we're going to mirror off this top point just up here. There we go. Now with one foul swoop, we can select all of these walls and we can go intersect. I'm just going to put all those together. We'll go ahead and delete these openings. We don't need those. Actually, what we could do is we'll go undo and we'll actually turn these into our panel doors. So I'll double click on the bifold doors and let's see how we roughly want them to look. So we want all in through here, all in through here. Okay, we don't actually need a wall in through this space just here. So let's go ahead and extend this across till we get to there. Yes, we're going to need far more panels because those panels aren't doing the scale any justice. They're far too large. So let's go to our model settings. We'll go to the... By now you would think that I'd have these memorized, but even I still have to flick through them. Alright, so if we're looking at 30,000, how are we going to increment this so the bifolds look like they're at a proper scale? If a bifold is typically around about, say 1,000 to 1,200, maybe even 1,500, I'll tell you what we'll do is we're going to go to our calculator, going to go 30,000 divided by, say 1,500, and that's going to give us 20. So 20 is going to do us perfect. And if we go okay, let's go into our 3D and see how it looks. Not bad, not bad. They're a bit small, a little bit on the tiny side. So let's check out our reference image. I think they're much larger. Yes, they're full height in through here. So for these to be full height, we need these to be 6,500. But we set things up to 3,500 to begin with. This could be a bit of a quandary. 6,500. Let's bump it up to say 3,500 and let's see how it looks. 3,500. Oh, that's width. Let's go height. 3,500. It's a bit bigger. Let's go ahead and select all of our walls. Now we just want these walls just to see how it's going to look if we did bump everything down to the size that we mentioned at the start. We'll select everything with the selection tool, and we'll use the eyedropper to select all of the walls. We're going to deselect these little dwarf walls that we've got at the front and at the rear. And from here, we're going to type in our 3,500, and we'll go enter. Let's check out our 3D. It's probably more realistic to the actual scale of the building, as far as how tall those walls might actually be. And it does give it a sense of scale, as far as how large the building is, those big wide open spaces. But I also don't mind that. 6,500. So what we're going to do, I think I'm going to just go ahead and go 6,500. Yep, let's do that. I think that's the way to go. We've spent a couple of minutes on that. That's minutes that are ticking away from our 2 hours. So select our door. I'm going to inject it into this one just here. Bring this one in and across. And we'll select this door just here. And we'll draw this one in through to that as well. And we'll drag this out for width. 33150. Enter. Let's go into our 3D. Haha. That looks really cool. Oh man. I hope other people dig seeing the progress as much as I do. Because I get way too excited about it. Now what I've just noticed is this zone here hasn't adopted the new size of the walls that we just adjusted before. So we're going to have to adjust this. Let's go back in. And, oh, whoa, what's going on here? Why are these walls missing? Why are these walls missing? got this wall here, this one here, and this one here. Interesting. All right, I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to check out the comments, see what's going on. We've got Faster by Dorel. We've got Tiny. Young, jump in. G'day. Got Bar. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bar. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Satya. You reckon 5,000? I'm going to try not to get too distracted by the whole exact measurements of things. We've got a lot to power through. We've got 1 hour and 18 minutes remaining. So let's jump back into our 3D and see what other big wins we can get within the time we've got left. So let's grab our reference image, or we just got one more to come through from Jackson. It's possible to work on 2D while the 3D updates next to it. I wish, Jackson, I wish. It would be so cool to be able to draw in 2D and then have my 3D populate above it. Man, if I could do a speed run drawing the actual floor plan, because that's where we realistically spend most of our time, then you could just see the 3D model just like coming together. That would look so cool. To my knowledge, there isn't, but if anyone is a massive ArchiCAD geek and happens to know any way of doing it, please let me know. I'd love to do that. That'd be very, very cool. All right, back into it. So we've got our ground floor. We've got a lot that we've ticked off. Let's go back down to our reference image. Not this one. Not this one. We want this one. All right. So our reference image. Let's zoom out in our ArchiCAD file, just so we got a bit of a side-by-side. When you squint, it's looking relatively close. I think we're getting there. We're getting the big picture stuff. We've got the grass at the back. We've got the downstairs stuff. We've got bifolds going on. We're going to chuck some labels in there when we're getting a bit closer to the end. What I reckon we do now is I think we take our walls, we copy it up, and we start doing out the rest of the floors. Just with the time constraints that we've got at the moment, I think it's going to be the biggest wins we get for our time. So the footprint for the entire building is the same the entire way up. You'll see that on this aerial image just here. So all of the walls go all the way up, which makes it a nice simple one that we can just copy and paste going all the way up the building. Now, the way that we're going to do this is we're going to do it all as one build, and then we're going to separate out the views on our actual layout so that we've got the building as one whole complete building, but so that it's separated out. I think it's going to look very, very cool. But let's see if we can do it within 2 hours. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select my exterior walls. Let's grab those. Let's go to our slab. We'll go copy, and we'll drag this up to our first floor. We'll paste this one in. Let's check out how it looks in our 3D. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, we've got our arch intersecting our arch. That's not good. And something's going on with our slab. Our slab isn't at a great height either. Oh, okay. We're going to remedy this. We're going to be a bit cheeky, and we're going to break the scale for the purposes of our time. So we're going to go, the ground floor is going to be 6,500 to match the walls that we've actually already got in there. And for this next level, what I reckon is we're going to make these a little bit taller, just sneak in a little extra space. So 4,000 for each of those. I think it's going to make it look more proportional. So we're going to go with that. 6,500, 4,000 for each of the rest. So that's going to bump everything up. Yes. Yes. That looks so much better. All right, let's go ahead and delete that. These are too tall. Let's bring these down. Now, I'm going to go into my settings. I'm going to see if there's a shortcut to do this instead of having to do it visually. Let's go 0 for that. Actually, let's go -200, which is the space that we've given for the floor. I reckon, realistically, the floor is going to be much, much larger because it's spanning massive spans of space. Yes. And we've got those ground walls penetrating through the slab. How are we going to deal with that? We could either reduce the wall height, or we could raise the slab. reduce the wall height or raise the slab? I think we're going to bump it up a little bit more, just a little bit more. Let's go. I reckon 6,700. Let's go. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. Okay. Now, a slab. We're going to make, it's currently 5. That's tiny. Let's make this about 300. And we'll bring this back up in line with our wall. Just about 300. Okay, we're going to match in those materials, so all this becomes one seamless monolith. So we've got paint mid-gray. Let's check out our edges. Let's do the edge, and let's go paint. Paint. Mid-gray. Mid-gray. So many grays. Paint mid-gray. Yes. That, thank goodness. I was worried there for a second. Wasn't like, it appeared as though it wasn't lining up there for a second. But we've done everything to 0s and to 5s, so it should all line up. Right, cool. So we've got a second story. We're going to delete this rear section as well, because they're not going to jump off that rear portion there. So, ground floor, next floor, we're going to do out the separation of the different walls on this floor, and we're going to start pumping in some of that color from the zones that we just had before. So to do this, we're going to go back into our floor plan, and if you can handle the visual disgust that we're going to put ourselves through here in a second, I'm going to bump this back up to here. Now it's just visually disgusting because we've got like a bunch of different things intersecting. You have to read 2 things at once, which you'd probably be sweet with. You've probably done it before if you've been drafting for a bit. It's just looking at it visually, probably most likely on your phone or on your computer screen at the moment, it probably looks dreadful. So let's get an idea for our size. 21 meters. All right, we're going to take this up a floor. 21 meters. Let's go original location, place. 2100. It's 2.1 meters. Let's go 21, 1, 2, 3, enter. And we also want this rear portion just here as well. So about 5,000. Tap, and we'll go 5,000. 5,000? Or is it 50? At the scale we're at, it should be 50, I reckon. Yes, 50. I read it wrong. 50, 1, 2, 3, enter. Alright, nice big back portion just there. We want this segment portioned out into 3 bits. So we're going to go 2,500. Tapping control. 2,500. What? 25 meters. Alright. Alright, that's looking good. Now we want to portion off this segment just here. Bring this in line with this just here. And we'll go 1,800. 18,000. 18,000, I should say. Alright, that looks good. We've got a room in a room here. So it looks like we've got hallways and stuff. So I'm going to bump them in at, say, like 3 meters. And I'm going to bring this wall over to here. And I'll zoom in just to make sure it's all lined up. Typically, I'd zoom way in when I'm modeling all this kind of stuff, just so I'm making sure all my nodes line up. But I think it would look terrible on the stream when you're looking on your phone if you just zoomed in on this random wall, just for if you're just jumping in the stream out of nowhere. So I'm trying to keep it zoomed out as much as possible so you can keep a bigger picture of what we're doing and what we're trying to achieve and what stage we're up to as well. Let's go 8,500. Yes, that looks good. And we'll portion out that there and that there. How are we doing on the timer, guys? How are we looking? Let's have a look. Oh, all right. We're 40. What are we? 50 minutes in. Not too bad. Oh, we got a bunch of comments as well. All right. Take a short comment break. Okay, for 5 years. Hoping you. Am I missing something? Do you have asymmetric or perspective views? Isometric views, I reckon they look pretty schmick. I came across a lot of them on Instagram, and I kind of fell in love. What else we got? Can you do the 3D view side by side of the 2D view? Oh, you can do the 3D view side by side with 2D view, but it is not updating it. Oh, not updating in real time. Okay. All right. Ah, yeah. No, I wish that'd be sick. But you got me excited there for a second, Aeon. I was hoping that we could line up those two different things. That'd be sick. Hopefully one day. Who knows? ArchiCAD 29. All right, back into it. Drafting. We want to do these rear portions. We want to get the color going. Let's check out our 3D and get a quick visual on how we're doing. Yes. So we're getting these rooms into place. We're going to do these rooms in through here, and in not too long, we're only going to have an hour left. So by the time we're doing all that, we're going to need to start passing out these different floors with different views. So that's going to take a little bit of time, I think. So at the moment, we're going to have to speed through these areas just here. So this means getting our color from our zones. So we'll cycle through, we'll absorb this zone just here. Let's go back up and through, and we'll pump in some zones just here. Let's change our material from the red that we've been using, this one just here, to a translucent yellow. And we'll do it in for these different rooms. This one here, and this one here. All right, that's all coming together. Looks like we've also got some curtains here. Oh, this looks like, I tell you what this looks like. Okay, what I reckon this is like a big central void. Oh, hold on, I'll get it so it's vertical, so you're not twisting your neck like I am at the moment. All right, guys, what I'm thinking is this is like a central void that's coming down in through here. So it's like spilling light into this space. Okay, that's sick. This is going to be very handy for our speed run, because what we're going to do, we're going to copy that ground floor one, and we're just going to be able to paste that up, which is going to save us a massive amount of time, and it's going to keep things orientated throughout the drawing as well. So I think that's going to be a great way to go with it. All right. Oh, and by the way, just so I'm not just speculating. Let's go to our 3D. I now realize this just after that's just clicked for me. Yeah, look at that. How did I not? Oh, man, can't believe I didn't see that before. Massive central void light. That's going to be so cool. All right, let's get back into it. Let's go down. Let's grab those bifolds that we were doing just before. Control down, control up and control down. Really quick and easy way of going up and down stories. Let's go copy. Let's go upper floor. Paste this in. Yes. That hallway's worked out pretty much perfectly for us there. That's good. Let's crop out these hallways. And so that kind of ducks in there a little bit. So we'll use this central point, 7,500, and that to there. Oh, 9,000. How is that even possible? Oh, I probably did the center point. That's why. All right. Boom, boom, boom. That ducks in. That ducks in through there. Let's bring this down, say 2,500, and we'll connect these two together. All right. All right. So we've got our central void. We need these back two portion areas here. Let's bring this in a little bit more so those hallways next to the void line up a bit closer, 3,500. Let's bump this out, 6,500, and then, oh, get out of it. Get out of it. Let's get that little back room going as well. 500. Yes. All right. And we'll fill this in here, and we'll bring this out through to there. 1,700. And we're going to flip this around. We're going to check it out in 3D in a second. Hold. All right, come on. 3. And tap. And we want this little area here as well, just before we go to the 3D, just to check out how it's all coming together. I always love seeing the progress when we're modeling stuff like this together. Let's go 5500, and we'll crop this off. Holding in control, we can crop off walls like this as well. A handy little way to just crop through. We're going to give this rear section some hallways as well, say 3,000 for each of these. Let's go 3,000. And 3,000. I wonder what's in behind these back rooms, like in this back section just here. Are going to be like other artwork that's been stored, maybe. Maybe it's like studios and offices, stuff like this, like where the actual people who work there. Maybe. All complete speculation. All right, let's jump in our zone into this back section just here. Put our zone into this. Put our zone. Put our zone into this section here. Yes, one section. Come on, man. Don't do that to me. Is the system sound coming through for you guys? Is it like blasting you? I hope it's not. I think I've got it muted. Let's give that another try. Let's grab this on. Now, oh, guys, okay, that's why it wasn't letting me just draw it in. It was trying to do it automatically. It's because we had this construction method over here selected. So what I can do, so I can manually control it, I'm going to select this method just here. So I'm going to go from bottom left up to top right. Oops, I did it a little bit too far. I can't believe I didn't realize that earlier. All right, and then we'll place that in the middle. Let's go to our 3D. Oh, yes. Look at that. Very cool. Very cool. All right, what are we doing? How are we looking at our timer? Let's go to this one here. Yeah, it's coming together. Almost at the 1 hour mark. 1 hour, guys. We've got 2 stories down. We've got 4 stories that we're getting through in total here, but we also need to display it on a page. So we've still got a lot to get through in a short period of time. I'm going to take a little bit of a sip break of my water bottle, and I'm going to read some comments. All right, what do we got? Jackson. Yep. Isometric. Yep. Send me the template for free. No, come on, dude. There's if you're keen to check out more resources, there's the Patreon. I've got some free resources on there. There's the kitchen. I've got a free kitchen, so you can copy and paste that into a project. It gives you a taste of what the fundamentals template is like. I've got the fundamentals template, so I can just copy and paste stuff in. It's just, man, saves so much time with different projects that I've done. So if I've got like a 3D render that I need to do, I just need a room that's already been set up, copy paste, done. If I need a balustrade, copy paste, done. If I need a set of stairs, copy paste, done. And the sheer volume of hours it took to actually set it all up, it's so worth it, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, anyways. All right, what else have we got? And also, as far as yeah, the Patreon's got a 1 week free trial as well. So if you need access to the resources, you can jump in through there, and if you're able to, yeah, it's a great way of getting a taster to make sure that it works for you. All right, I think that's the comments there for now. Grab myself a drink, and we'll get back into it. All right. So we're going to cut out this section just here, this central section. So we're going to get our slab. We're going to cut this middle portion out just here. There we go. All right, cut that out, and let's see how it looks as we peer in through the building. Let's go into our 3D. 3D. Okay, interesting. Don't mind that. It's kind of cool. I wouldn't mind putting a balustrade in there, but seeing as we're literally coming down to the 1 hour mark now, it's time to keep moving. We're going to get in that 3rd floor, we're going to get in that 4th floor, and we're going to keep things rolling. All right, let's go ahead and select our external walls. Go copy, and we'll go up to the next story, paste that in, and we also want a slab as well. Okay, go up a story. And, oh, actually, no, we can just use this slab. What are we doing? Come on, guys. Let's go copy, go up, paste, original location. Yes. All right, let's see how this floor compares to our previous floor, just as far as the complication of how we're going to model it up. Let's select this one just here. All right, so, oh, jeez, there's a lot more going on here, guys. There's a lot more going on. but it looks like you can essentially mirror it. So I think we should be sweet. So large quadrant in the middle, and then two smaller portions in that outside bay. So let's give that a go. Let's grab a reference image. Let's cut this. We'll bring this up with this just here. All right, central void, and let's start modeling this out. So 20,000, enter, and we want to make this big central one just here. 29, 1, 2, 3. And let's do our side portions as well. This one here, say 15,000. Oh, 15,000. A little bit bigger. A little bit bigger. 5,000. Oh, too far. Too far. Bring this one just in through to here. Zoom in. And, what am I doing? Get rid of that. And we can just mirror it across. All the little tools we can use along the way. All the little things are going to just say those seconds that add up to minutes, that add up to hours. So where we can save. All right, cool. Cool. So we've got that quadrant into 4. Looks a little bit off. We need to skinny this up just a little bit, say 2,500. 2,500. Yes, that's better. All right, cool. We also need some doorways as well. So let's go down to our bottom area, pick up some doorways. We haven't done it for the second floor, but let's just do it for our third to kick things off. And then what we'll do, we've got some cool opening things coming out onto the rear there. I reckon we can do it. I reckon it's worth the time. I'm going to put one there. I'm going to flip this. So I'm going to select all this. We'll go control, tap control, and we'll mirror this. Oh man, there's nothing more painful than when you've selected a bunch of stuff and then you lose it. All right, we've got it. Now we're going to go 3 and we're going to create a duplicate, and that's going to allow us to. Oh, come on, man. All right, I'm just going to select these. All right, 3, control, and mirror that across. Same thing for this one, just here. And we're going to go 3, mirror. There we go. Cool. All right, we've got a lot of pink going on here. So I reckon if we go down to our bottom, we'll pick up our pink zone that we've already set up just here. And we'll go up to our top. Go from bottom left to top right using the construction method just here. And that's going to paint things in really quick and easy for us. And we'll do it to the center. Let's grab the zone and let's see if we can cut out of the zone using the zone, just like you would a slab. You can. Beautiful. That saves us a lot of mucking around. And we don't want that zone in the middle portions as well. So let's see if we can cut it out just like we do with the slab as well. All right, that's really handy. Let's go back into our 3D. Yes. It's coming together. All right, it's messy as heck, but look at that. Let's bring that up. Make it a bit taller. All right. Okay, we also need those curtain walls as well. That's what we're missing from the story as well. So let's bring those curtains up. And go copy, go up, go paste, and let's check out our 3D. I'll leave that for a second, see how we're looking. All right, 55, getting closer and closer. Alrighty, Jackson, how do you do control plus up when you, with columns? You do control up with columns without uneven numbers. I'm not sure what that is, sorry, Jackson. All right, I'm gonna jump back in. All right, let's keep rolling. We're close. All right, so select all this, select our external walls. So we've got our slabs, our external walls, copy, and we'll paste this up to our final story. And let's grab these walls just here. Wall, copy, and go up to this one as well. Beauty. Check it out. All right, cool. Now what's going on here? Interesting. So we've got this red. These. Oh, I've accidentally copied the zone up as well. All right, let's get rid of that. Don't need that. And this zone's gone too far. Too far. So we'll bring this back down. 3,500. Gotcha. Alright. Now, this is a bit tricky. So our doors are currently intersecting with each other, going up these stories. And it's because of the heights. So we can remedy this by going around. We'll select our doors, and we're going to make these 3,500 instead of what I presume is this. Yep, 6,500, 3,500, enter. Oh, but it hasn't changed. Interesting. Ah, the sill height. Yes, yes, yes. And it hasn't changed. Okay, we'll have to go to the floor plan. Sorry, I know it's probably much more visually interesting to watch it in the 3D, but for the sake of accuracy, I find it much easier in the 2D vast majority of the time. So we'll go there. We're going to go 3,500, enter. Let's see how it looks. Okay, yep, that's brought that to a more appropriate height. Now, because we've got the width for the slab as well, we can bump that up a little bit. So let's just do this visually, dragging it up. So it's actually going to be 4,000. So if I grab these, let's try that one more time. So that, and we'll go 4,000, enter. Yep, there we go. That's better. Oof, man, it's probably a lot to look at there at the moment. Let's go back to our story, go back up here. Now, to select all these doors at once, I'm going to use the marquee tool. Okay, go door, eyedropper, select all. Then that way I can just select them all at once. Let's go 4,000. And we'll deselect and we'll go up story. And we'll do the same thing for these tools just here. We'll select the wall tool if we're having trouble selecting the wall, and we'll go Control A to select all those elements. I'm going to go 4,000 and enter. Let's check out 3D. It's starting to intersect a little bit less, which is what we're looking for. It's still, okay, so our zone is intersecting with this area just here. On the whole, we're getting closer, and I think it's going to show up in our isometric. So I think on the whole, we're going to be fine. Let's bring these walls back down to an appropriate height bar. So 3,500. And yep, that looks better. And we also want this wall here. Cool. And we want that one there. So let's go back down. Grab this just here. Copy, go up the story, paste it in. Nice. All right, so that's our fourth floor. That's our fourth floor. These walls are poking through from our previous underfloor. So what we need to do, we'll go back under. We're going to select all these walls. Are the external walls 6,500 as well? They are. All right, so that's something I didn't pick up earlier. So all of these walls, they all need to be 3,500. So we're going to select all of these. Control A. We're going to go 3,500. Enter. We're going to do that for the next one as well. Control A. Let's go select all the walls. Control A, and we're going to go, yep, 3,005. Let's go 3,000, just to make sure everything was selected, because it could just be selecting one wall. That's 3,500. There we go. So bumping it back between the two, and then our final one just here as well. All right, we're going to get to the more visually interesting stuff here in a second. Let's go 3,000, then 3,500. Enter. Alrighty, let's check it out. All right, cool. Cool. Let's select all these. I've got these grouped together because when we did the magic wand, so that's going to be all grouped in. And I'm going to ungroup so that it allows me more options in the pet palette. I'll select that top. Alt G for ungrouping. There we go. It allows me that other option just there. All right, Control Alt G, then Alt G again to turn it off, and then we're going to do this one just here. Come on. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty. Alright. So we've got it pretty much done for most of the floors now. We just need to put in some color for this top floor. And then we're going to start pulling this apart because we're at 50 minutes. All right, not too bad. Let's go back to our reference image. And we've got just a couple little quadrants here at the moment, so that's good. I'll make it easy. Let's cut this and paste it back up to the top. Original location, nice. So from here, I'm going to get a wall from the lower story. Just grab these ones here because they're already created. Paste these in. And we want 4 rooms going down through this way. And a opening just in through here. Let's go 1800, 18,000. We're at a bigger scale here. And we'll go 18,000 again. All right, cool. And now we want it crossing through this entire segment. And we'll bring this off that wall. Let's go, say 10, 200, enter. I'm going to flip this around. There we go. All right, let's crop off these walls just here. So I'm holding in Control here at the moment so that I can snip off just these excess walls that we don't need. Just in and around. And we're going to create a room here, say 1200. That's 12,000. And then another one just in through the back here. Let's go 18, 1, 2, 3. And let's connect all that together. And there we go. All right, cool. All right, nice. So we've got those. We need the fills again. We need oh, actually, that's in line with this area here at the moment. That's in line with that. So what we're going to do, crop that off, and we're going to bring that in. So proportionally, it looks more similar. And let's mirror that across and go tap 3. And come on, tap 3 and there we go. Alrighty, I'll crop these off here. And we'll make this central room here as well. So I'm going to spacebar to magic wand the internal of this. No, it's not going to let me. It's not going to let me do this quadrant here. So I'll just do it manually. And let's bring that in, say 3000. There we are. All right, that's what we want for this external hallway type portion here. I'm going to bring this out, say 5000. Enter, and we're going to bring this out 5000. And we're going to use magic wand and hold this in, and then we're going to turn on grouping, and we're going to flip those walls back in around the other way. Yes, just like that. So we're going to do this segment and then that segment, and we're pretty much sorted, and we're going to do this front portion as well. So let's do the center, and yeah, all right, let's do a 5. So we're all good. Let's go 8,000 and let's go 16,000. All right, cool. Let's create our central room just there. Nice. All right. So let's go down to our zone. We'll select a zone that we've got from down here. Let's go back up to the top, and we want to change our color. So let's go to translucent yellow. Let's go to an orange. And we'll put it in for this portion just here. Let's zoom back up and make sure we've got on this one here, so we've got a bit more control. We'll do for this area just here. Oh, went too far. Too far. This area just here. Pop that one in. And this area just here. Pop that one in. We want one for this front room. and 2 for these areas just here. And let's go there. What are we? 45 minutes. All right, getting closer. And we'll shrink this back portion in. Say 5,000. Crop this off. And we'll crop this one off as well, just using the slice tool. And we'll go, say, 5,000 to, and we'll crop that together. And our final zone, then we'll jump into a 3D, and then we'll jump into some comments. Check things out. All right, come to our 3D. Hey, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's coming together. We're getting there. All right, let's reference it back to our original, see how we're traveling. This one just here. And bring that out and across, and then we compare the two a bit easier. All right, so we've got the 4 stories. We've got the colors in. We need to add in some more garden area just in through the back here. I think that's going to add a little bit more texture to our drawing. But before we can do any of that, the next major thing we need to do is we need to start separating out these different stories. And the way that we're going to do this is we're going to use the 3D cutaway tool. If you're not familiar with this tool, very, very cool tool. One of my favorite tools in the newer versions of ArchiCAD. If you're back a fair few options. So you can slowly actually cut through the building. And when we go finalize, it'll cut through different segments. Go through to the walls. Let's bring this down to about here. Yeah, so it can cut through slices of the building and demonstrate them. So what we want to do, we want to put this onto a layout. So we're going to go back to our view map. And we're going to go to ISO. So we've got that clean ISO that we set up earlier. Then from here, we're going to start placing this on our layout. So our layout, got a cover page just here. It's going to update. Cool. So the drawing was way, way bigger than our original starting block. This one just here. So we're going to go Control K to rescale things. Going to bring that back down, way back down. And put it into this portion just here. Yeah, delete those little experiments over there. All right, so this is looking funky. Let's go update. There we go. All right, time to start splitting this up. So going to keep the original how it is there at the moment. We're going to shrink these up so we've got a nice clean side area to work with. And we're going to create a duplicate holding in Control and dragging this down. We'll call this, we'll right click and call this tapping Control, ground, and we'll go okay. So from here, we're going to go to our 3D cutaway, and we've got that cutaway done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to go redefine with current window setting. So that has now captured that. So each time I go back to that snapshot, each time I go to that view, it's going to show me that exact view, that exact isometric with that cutaway. So we've got the ground. I'm going to Control tap. Let's call this one first. Go okay. What we're going to do, we're going to right click here and we're going to actually reverse the cutting plane direction. So we're going to reverse the cutting plane. Now it's going up through the building. So just so we've got that saved, I'm going to go redefine with current window setting. Now I'm going to do a second cut plane cutting down through the building. So what I want to do is I want to create a custom cutting plane. So I've selected it with the surface and I'm going to go height wise, I'm going to go 3,400, which is just a bit under our 3,500. Let's see how it goes. Doesn't show us anything yet. Go to finalize. Okay, that's cropped to the top. Let's bring this down. It's a bit trickier to control this while remaining in the same view. Let's go this 6,500, enter, and we'll go finalize. Closer, closer. think we need to bring it down a little bit more. Let's bring it down another 200. Finalize. I think it's still cutting through a slab. Let's bring it down more just so we can see what it's doing. Because at the moment, it's way overpowering this area. So what I'm going to do, so that we can play around, that we can come back to this area, I'm going to redefine with current window setting. So this means that if I go to the ground floor, then I can go to the first floor, and we haven't lost any of our progress. Oh, and most important thing, I'm going to go and I'm going to actually save this thing now. Let's go save. Now, why is this not transparent, this zone just here? There are overrides that you can do within 3D window just here, but we've got these set to use element attributes. So that doesn't appear to be our problem. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the zone, I'm going to go to its settings, and we're going to see if we've got transparency set to on. Because at the moment, this doesn't tick our box. If this doesn't work, this could be a fatal flaw in our modeling. This could be the thing that trips us up. This could be the thing in the final 30 minutes that makes us unable to complete this. But let's see what we can figure out. So, at the moment, let's zoom in. Okay. So, we've got something intersecting here. I reckon we go even lower. I think because of the scale of things, it just looks like it's really, really short. So what we're going to do, I reckon, we're going to bring it down even further than we originally thought. So let's bring that down another 1500. Let's go finalize. Oh, there we go. All right, we're on to something. Which level is yellow by? Let's go through to... Go to our yellow level. We'll bring up the reference plans 1 sec. All right. Yes. All right, cool. All right, perfect. This is good. All right, we might have recovered it. Let's go back to the first. All right, so we're just going to bring this down. Going to bring it down 1700. We're going to go finalize. Yes. Okay, cool. Beautiful. I might edge this up just a little bit, see if we can, say 500. Let's go finalize a little bit more, just so we can get that proportion just a bit better. Go finalize, must have been really close. And maybe just another 200, and we'll go finalize. Nope, that's too far. So let's bring that down 100. Finalize. Okay, perfect. Right click, redefine with current window. All right, now we want to delete this bottom one. So delete cutting plane. And we've currently got that one that's cutting through that level. Now we want to reverse this one, save ourselves some time. Reverse cutting plane direction. Yes, cool. All right. Now we want to duplicate this view. Okay, go rename. I'm going to go second floor. Okay, go okay. Second floor. We're going to redefine with current window settings. So this way, if we go back to first, yes, we've got everything saved. Perfect. Second, yes. Now, this is actually showing our third floor. So we're going to need to add another cutting plane in. So we're going to right click, going to go create custom plane. We're going to select on that top portion. We're going to bring it down. We're going to go finalize. Oh, that's cut it way too far. Now, cutting planes you don't undo. Cutting planes you don't go control undo. So I'm going to redo the action. Let's see where we got left. Second floor. All right, cool. All right, we want to add another cutting plane. So let's right click our cutting plane, create custom plane. Going to select on this top portion. And we're going to roughly go about that width just there. Going to go finalize. All right, cool. This is cutting through our second floor. It's cutting it a bit too deep, I reckon. So if we can bring that up like 1,000, we'll go finalize. A little bit more again. Let's say another 500. Finalize. A little bit more. Come on. 500. Finalize. Just edging the way up. Can do this. 500. Is that going to be too far? Too far. Okay, let's bring that down. 300. Finalize. Yes, perfect. All right, cool. So, first floor, second floor. Pretty sure red is our third floor. Let's check. Red is our second floor, I should say. Yes. All right, so right click and we'll go redefine with current view. Now, what I could have done, I could have saved some time. I could have duplicated it beforehand, but we'll be fine. All right, let's select that, duplicate it, right click, and let's go third floor. Third floor. We'll go, okay. Cool, let's do the same thing. We're going to right click, we're going to delete this bottom cutting plane. We're going to, where'd our cutting plane go? We deleted all of them. And we can't do undo. So that's okay. We're just going to double click again. It's going to bring us back. So that's fine. So I'm going to select this bottom one. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to go delete cutting plane. There we go. Now I can reverse this one. I'm going to reverse cutting plane direction. Yes. Yes. All right. We've got third floor. First, we've got ground, first, second, and third. Redefine with current window settings. Let's go into our page. All right. Cool. This is where it's going to get good. All right. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this view up. We're going to go, say, about 40. Now, because I've got this set, and because of the way that we just did that before, we can link the drawing to. Go link drawing to. Let's drag this down. We're going to go to our first floor. We're going to go link. Yes, perfect. Okay, so for this ground floor, we're going to go link. We're going to go ground. Yes, you can see where it's going. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we're going to bring this up a little bit higher. We're going to go another 10, so that's essentially 50. So let's bring this next one up 50 again as well, duplicating it by tapping Control. We're going to select this and we're going to link drawing to. We're going to go second floor. We're going to go link. Yes. Okay, get the final one in. 50, duplicate, right click, link drawing to. We're going to go third floor, link. Yes. All right. Oh, man. Yes. Okay. All right. So we're going to bring this up. We're going to spread it out a bit further because we've got a little bit too much interruption going on there at the moment, I reckon. So let's bring this up until, all right, we got 50. So let's bring this up 50 as well. Bring it down 25. And let's bring this one up 25. And let's bring all of these up 25. That way that, yeah, all right, cool. I think that's the way to go. Now it's too big, so what we'll go ahead and do, sure what that is, we'll delete that, and we'll bring all of this down. Oh, gosh, that's close. What I might even do, I'll select them all, Control K to resize, hit enter, grab all of these, and I'll bring it slightly down. Just so it's a bit more proportional for the rest of it. I might even bring this one up just so it's not cramping the grass's style as much. Go 25. Oh, that's too far. Let's go like 15. Yeah, I want to be able to see that grass on this downstairs portion. Bring this up at 10 as well. All right, cool. All right, that's all lining up. So one thing that we typically do see with these kind of drawings is a set of lines just connecting it all together, just like this. Ground floor isn't lining up, so we'll select these three just here. And somewhere along the line, they got shuffled over. So if we bring that over to here, yep, all right, that should all line up perfectly. So we're going to select our polyline, going to go to a very small dash line. So if we go small dash, we're going to go to this one just here, draw that down. Ha 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 ha. Oh, that's cool. All right. All right. Let's do that for a couple of the corners, just see what it looks like, just as a bit of an experiment. And we'll do that for that rear corner as well. I'm going to cut that out for where the plan portion is, just so it's not obscuring our view. Gives more of an effect. delete that, and we'll also delete it for this portion here as well. And delete. Cool. Now, we've got each of our floors. Oh, what's our time? What's our timer, by the way? 29 minutes, 30 minutes. All right, so we've got all of that done in an hour and a half. But we want to start laying things out. So what we're going to do, what I've done up a little bit earlier in the piece is I've gone ahead and I've created a couple of fills just for a bit of an index. So I'll copy these and I'll paste these across. Hey, there we go. Alrighty, so we've got our index just here. So essentially what these are, we've got fills, 50% fills, so they're almost a pastel type color. And we've got our names of the rooms as well on this right hand side. So we've got the names of the rooms, and we've got this little stack just here, which gives us an indication of which story we're on as well. So to create these, essentially what I did, it's just a polyline and a fill. So I got this and I traced it around the outside of this here. And then connected it back. And then from there, I just rescaled it, brought it down, and then I created some duplicates and just sent these duplicates here to the back. Just like that. And then we also changed these to, say, something lighter, like a gray. So that's essentially how I've done these up here. I've got them a little bit closer stacked, just to represent each of the different stories. So I'm going to do a similar type thing for this floor here and this floor here. I'm going to turn these grey ones just there, there. And we'll cut this out. So we're using the magic wand to cut out the fill so that the 50% fills aren't overlapping each other. All right, cool. So what we can do then is we can grab this, we can duplicate it down, and then we'll want it for our next layer just here. So we'll color this one in. We'll delete that. And we'll use our magic wand, yes, for each of these sections. So we want the next floor down. So we want this one here to be our orange. And we'll use we'll get out of it. We'll select this, go, magic wand, delete this one, and put its attributes in to there. And we'll bring that down. So we'll bring this one up, I should say. So it matches up with these here. So we'll bring that down, 1, cool. And we'll cut out that internal one there and use added line type instead of having to do it with polylines like we've got for there. And then we can just extend this one out through here, just like that. And then, there we go. That's how we've got our story for that one there. Stack. So top, that stack, that stack. We're going to go up bottom stack then. Bring this one down. And we want yellow for this bottom one just here. And we'll go this one to here. And we'll bring this up so it matches with these. So we'll bring that down. And so magic one just like we did before. And we'll delete this one just here. And we can delete this line, matching this up just to here. And extend that out to there. All right, cool. So we've got a visual indication of which story we're looking at for each of these as well. So let's zoom that out and just add a bit of a squint, see how we're looking, how this is reflecting compared to our reference image that we were looking at earlier. So this is our reference image. All right, so proportionally, we're not too far off. We're actually pretty close, I reckon. I think we need to fill in some of these bulk areas, just like we've got through here, and wrapping around. So where it wraps around here. So in through these areas, I think that's going to be a pretty quick and easy fix. Let me bring that back up. What else have we got? We're going to block those in with gray, and same for up this top portion just here. We're going to chuck some letters in through these different areas. Oh, and some people too. So these floors here are devoid of people at the moment. So we're going to need to chuck some people in. So green for these areas, some people, and then we'll chuck in some labels. How are we looking on the timer? Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, let's bring that over here. All right, 24 minutes. 24 minutes, I reckon we can do it. All right, let's go back into our 2D. We want to fill in some of those gray areas. So let's go back into our 3D view that has all of our plans. Isometric view just here. We'll go to this one just here. Okay, so it's our second floor and it's our third floor. Those are our two priorities. We're going to fill in that back section and these little horseshoes around those back segments. All right, so we've got ground floor, first floor. This is where we want to fill in some of those horseshoes. So we've got slab. Let's pick that up. Okay, draw it in for this section here. I think slab set to a height of 3,500 is going to do our trick. Now, it's not only the height of the slab that we're going to need to set, say 3,500, but the offset from the ground as well to 3,500. Go enter. Going to want to make sure that's probably a gray, like a gray that's similar to what we've got set for our walls. So let's go into our walls. We'll go into our first floor. All right, cool. Yep, that's exactly what we want. Now we want the gray to match, so mid gray. So we'll go to MID, mid gray. Yes, 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 this is exactly what we want. Let's go back in. All right, from here, because we've created this one, we can duplicate this up to our top end portion. And we can really quickly drill out this back end part. So we can grab this, cut out this part, and we just extend these two portions here. We'll see how close this is for our third story as well. We might even just be able to copy and paste this up to the top, which would be a massive win as well. So if we go copy, up 2 stories, paste, nice. So we can just adjust this slightly, just those wings, and then it's going to look really, really good on our 3D. We're going to check out the 3D in just a second. Once we crop these wings back up, we're going to get a progress shot on the actual page itself. I think it's going to give us our best visual representation of the effect that these horseshoes have given us, filling in those spaces, filling in those voids. So we'll put that back end portion in just there. And I think we're just going to crop off these walls just here. Yes, yep, those ones there. Cool. Let's go to our page. Let's check it out. I think it's going to look best in there. Oh, yeah. God, that's starting to look good. All right, I think that bottom portion needs a blanked in area as well. Let's check it out. A couple little blanked in areas. All right, we'll do these 2 cubes in through here. I think those are going to be quick and easy wins. So that's on the second floor, just here. So we'll go 17,300, 20,500, enter. And we'll offset that from our walls. We'll center that to this point just here. Same thing for this wall. Oh no, that's going to be too long. So we're going to just have to do a quick math of, say, 4,150. We're going to mirror this across up to the top. So we're going to go 3, tap control, which makes it a plus, and then there we go. Nice. Let's check out our 3D again. Cover page. Yeah. All right. Hold on. What's going on? Okay. I don't know if we've got our slab included in this area. Oh, I've cut those out. Okay. I think when I cut out the zones, I must cut out the slabs as well. So let's get our slabs back in for this area. Zone, slab. Hold on, no. Slab is still there. So let's go to our second floor. Let's zoom on in. It might just be our cut plane. We might be cutting through it. All right, so let's go double click. Double click. Yep, all right, cool. And we'll bring this down just a smidgen. Let's go, say, 200, enter. We'll go finalize. No, I think we're coming down to the bottom story. I'm not happy with how that looks. Whoa. Set timer, 20 minutes. I don't know if we can muck around too much. All right, let's get out of that. Let's just draw in another slab, see what it looks like. We'll grab our existing slab and we'll draw an extra one in just to see what that does for us. It hasn't done anything. Oh, okay. It's because it's going to be too light. It's going to be really light. So if we go to a mid-gray. Yeah, all right, cool. There we go. All right, that's better. So let's go back into there. That's all fine. Let's bring that through to here as well. All right, yeah, that's better. Let's go back into our cover page. Check it out. Yeah, I'm happier with that. Yep, that looks good. All right, that's coming through. All right, what other stuff can we add in through? I think we need to add in some grass for this area here. It's a little bit plain there at the moment. So on our reference image, we've got a bit more going on there. We've got these little green patches. Now, I reckon the cheeky way that we can do this, instead of just say modeling stuff in, I reckon we can use some 50% fills. So if we go to say something like a spline tool, if we zoom on in, and this is something you typically never do, or you avoid doing at most costs, like at all costs, is drawing on the layout itself. Because if you change something in the drawing, or if you change where the position of the where something is, it's not going to automatically update like it would with a lot of other things in your drawing. So we're going to go to this green fill, and we're going to hold in spacebar, and yes. All right, cool. It's created a little bit of greenery for us. So I'm going to do 2 more patterns of that. And that should give us enough variety to be able to start creating a bit of a greenery area. And we'll delete that. And we'll rotate that a bit that way. It's a bit big, so I'll Control K. And once we've got a couple of these set up, and then we can just start duplicating, resizing, and rotating. And that way, we can quickly iterate and get our green area going. So it just creates a bit more texture in this area. One thing I really do wish Aki had was the ability to change layers and opacity, or like you would with textures in Photoshop. If you're not familiar with Photoshop, this isn't really going to mean much, but just so that we could turn down the opacity on different elements aside from, say, things like fills. I think it could be a powerful tool for visualization. I think it's a go-to tool for a lot of people in the ArcViz space is Photoshop, because it has that capability. So if we did have more tools like that, like native to ArchiCAD, I think it'd be an even stronger competitor in the space. So 2 things on my wish list. I'd love to be able to see my my 3D updating as I go. I think it was A Young who mentioned that earlier. That'd be very, very cool. And if we could have, say, something like opacity, like and the ability to multiply, and color burn like you do in Photoshop. Just being able to texture things. Texture just makes images so much more visually interesting. And I think there's just a lot of setup you have to do in ArchiCAD to make it actually look really, really good. So, all right, let's zoom out. It creates some kind of visual appeal to it. I think we could spend a bunch of time going on that, but our timer is ticking down. Let's check against our reference image and see how we're looking. So let's create a little bit of texture there. Now let's delete that one. Let's go back to our 3D, to our reference image, I should say. And I'll just bring this one across. And our reference image. All right, cool. Look at that. Not too bad. Not too bad. So I feel like it's come together pretty well for the span of time that we had. I reckon if we started adding some text in, say stuff like the St Kilda Road, we get some arrows going. By the time we get more text underneath these just here. Oh, by the way, yeah, these are what I was basing these off of just here. I added a little bit of spacing for each level just to delineate it a little bit more. But yeah, I like how they've kind of visually represented that. So what other big stuff could we do in the interim? I don't think it's worthwhile actually adding in these labels because my OCD would make it so I had to try and make everything accurate. And I also really like these labels here as well, where we've got like bathrooms, where we've got stairs, where we've got stuff like that. I think at the moment, a couple of quick wins that we could get is some escalators. I reckon escalators. So let's go into our 2D. Let's go down to our ground floor, and we'll go to our objects. And we'll go escalator. I'll flip that around. I don't actually have OCD, by the way. It's just a bit of a figure of speech. I've got into the habit of saying. Developed a fine OCD. Be interesting to see how this is going to show up on the floor plan. Let's rotate that around. And we'll line that up through there. We'll go say 3000, typical kind of hallway type space for these areas. Let's go into our page and see how that shows up on the plan. Oh, they're so close to looking really cool. When I first saw this pop up, I was like, oh, yes, that looks really good. But then I'm like, oh no, it's popping through this area, and it looks kind of half cut off. We've got like a little smidgen of it here. So, is it because of the height? Might be because of the height of the escalator. And yes, it probably is actually. So this escalator, how tall have we got this one set to? Landing height 5,000. So we'll bump that down to say 4,000. Go okay. See what that looks like. And we'll bring this up. Yes, and that disappeared. So let's see how that looks on our layout. Nah. Nah. I think what we'd do if we had more time, because how much time do we have, guys? Oh, 11 minutes. Okay, 11 minutes. If we had more time, what I'd do is I'd crop out this area here, just like what we've done for the central void area in here. I'd bring this down a little bit, and then you've got that bit more of a connection between this escalator here and this one here. So visually it works. At the moment, it just looks like it's kind of half done. So I'm going to take this away for the time being. I think it'd be worth if we were spending more time on it. It'd look really good if we could get that to work. But I think where we can get some other quick wins is with more people. So let's make these stories up the top look a little bit more alive. Gonna get some more people in, and I think I've just discovered why it's so difficult to see these on the floor plan. It's because they're grey. Is it because they're grey? No, it's not. Is it? Hey, yes, it is. It is. Okay. If I drag this into here now, I should be able to actually see the people. Yes. Yes. Okay. Cool. Let's scatter some people around on this floor plan. We'll get some in this gallery view just here. A couple of people, some company, someone over here, and in through these spaces and in pairs where we can. I might even change this person so it's a group of people. It's not showing up there. Okay, what are we? 10 minutes. No, enough time to fiddle around trying to find things. One of the most time-consuming things is actually. Hey, look at that. That looks cool. Little people showing around all over the place. That was worth it. I reckon that's worth it. One of the most time-consuming things that I was saying just before is trying to find the elements and set them up. To try and get them to what you envisaged in your head, like the materials, the height, all that kind of stuff. So I did a couple little things beforehand, just so we saved a lot of boring looking at settings the whole time. I thought it would be much more visually interesting as we're jumping in and out of the 3D, so we can see how something can come together with a 3D model like this if we just focus on the core areas. All right, let's pop back out. We've got people on that level. Let's check out on our next floor. Are they in the right? Yes. The people really brings it to life, I reckon, on those other floors. Yeah. So we've got the final floor there as well. Let's bring them up. Copy. And the final floor there. We'll paste these guys in. Couple there. Couple there. Oh, what happened? What happened to them? Ah. Must have just shifted them. Okay. Create duplicate. Oh, okay. Because when you paste, you just have to click out and then we can select and then duplicate them. It's a trap for young players, that one. Create a couple of people there. That guy's looking down at the void space. Let's go back into our 3D. Check out our people. Yeah, that's cool. Nice one. All right, let's compare it to our reference image and see what other cool stuff we get going. I think that grass, the longer I've looked away from it, the happier I am with it, just as far as adding that little bit of extra texture. All right, let's grab our reference image. This one just here. Alrighty, and we've got the gray text G123. I think we could achieve something like this pretty quick and easy. We've got 7 minutes left, so I think for the sake of trying to emulate the two, getting as close as we can, let's do a little something like that. I've got a text that I've become quite fond of. It is Passion 1. I don't mind Passion 1. So we'll go G, we'll go to a black, and we're going to bump this up to say like a 15. Oh, maybe it's not super appropriate for this situation. Let's go ahead. I'm going to shuffle this across to here, this one across to here. So we've got our reference material. Easy at hand. It's not quite matching up. So today it's not going to be it. Fig tree, Babas new, maybe. No. I wonder if there's a. Oh, yes. We're getting closer. Babas new bold. Babas new book. Babas new regular. If we go bold and then we adjust it a little bit, like if we bump up the width, we might get that thicker G. There we go. That's what we're looking for. We'll go this to like a gray. Cool. That's nice and subtle. Bring this across. So that's a little bit lower than that portion there. And we'll bring these ones down. So we'll go to here, and we'll go roughly to here. So we've got G, we've got 1, and we've got 2, and we've got 3. And just so that we can fill out that text, I'm going to do the bubbles. I'm going to do, if you haven't done this before, by the way, it's an incredible tool in ArchiCAD. It is the multiply tool. So we're going to spread, we're going to distribute, say about 5 of these. We're going to go okay, and we're going to bring this down, say like that. How's that look? That's a bit too much. Let's grab one of these. Delete. And all right, we're going to do a polyline coming out through from there. And okay, so that's wrapping this area. I'm going to do a slightly different. So I'm just going to have it so it references these just here. We'll do a solid line, and we'll do the same grey as we did for the text as well. All right, so for this one here, and then we'll do from the midpoint just back to that number 3, and we'll center that on the middle of the 3 to be centered with that. Yeah, cool. Bring this down 2 and 2, 1. All right, so we've got that. We'll quickly adjust these to be different letters. B, come on, C and D. All right, cool. A, B, C, D. We'll pick all of these up and we're going to drag them down. To that and down to ground floor. Oh, we're 3 minutes left. Alrighty. All right, let's check it out. Cool. I think from here, basically what we'd be doing is we'd be coming up with exhibition names coming off the side here at the moment. And then would be putting these letters into the actual plan themselves. So through here, making sure to tap control as we drag this over, just so we're creating duplicates instead of stealing it from our actual spot here. I'll drag this into there. And even just doing that, just a couple of these portioned around the space. It's cool to see the effect coming together. If I had more time, or if I prepared a little bit earlier, what I would have done, I probably would have done some of the other symbols as well. I would have loved to have also done in these glass areas. I reckon they would have added a nice extra element to it as well. Maybe some text. What else? Color-wise, I've went a little bit different to what they've got here. But on the whole, yes, yeah, those are actually the areas that I would have loved to have done a bit more on. Would have been the glass, like just here, which are the balustrade, which we would have seen from this first photo just over here. So from here, just in to there, I think that's where the balustrade is, just under that portion there. So they'll be able to see out onto this courtyard down through that area there. Oh, you're actually, I'm probably, sorry. There we go. I'll bring that back to its proper proportion. So they're seeing down through from this area, down through to here. I think we're pretty much good, guys. So thank you for tagging in for this live stream, Sunday drafting. It's been a bit of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed some of the different steps that we went along some of the way, the troubleshooting, some of the errors that popped up, how we remedied them, and how much we can actually get done in such a short period of time. A massive time saver on this project was the small bit of pre-work that I did before this. So for these arches and for the actual colors, stuff like this, it makes such a big difference for when we're actually doing a project. If I'm to plug something, just before I say farewell, it would be the fundamentals template. It has a bunch of things like this, so you can just copy it and paste it into your project, and it saves so much time. So without further ado, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for tagging in, and yeah, I might, who knows, I might upload this to YouTube, and if it was somewhat popular, getting a long overview of creating this from start to finish, then I might do some more Sunday drafting. It was fun to have a chat with the guys. I see a lot of familiar names in the chat. People I've seen watching the videos for a while. I really appreciate the support. All the comments, I read all of them. Sadly, I don't get to respond to all of them, just because I've got so much on. But it really does encourage me to see that the videos are actually having an impact on the people in the architecture space who are keen to learn the tools and put plans together that are actually going to make change in the world. So That's very, very cool to see. And it's very, very encouraging when I get those comments. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon. All right, let's see if we can figure out how to stop the stream.